This is Info Live TV Headline News, May 15th. I'm Daniel Ben-Nun. In a historic address to the Knesset on Thursday, U.S. President George W. Bush reiterated America's commitment to Israel and said his country was proud to be Israel's closest ally and best friend. Bush, who visited Israel to commemorate its 60th anniversary, told a special session of the Knesset that Masada will not fall again, in reference to the Roman-era desert fortress which he visited earlier in the day. The American president criticized the deadly tactics of extremist groups such as Al-Qaeda, Hezbollah, and Hamas, and said he looks forward to the day when Muslims recognize the emptiness of the terrorist vision and the injustice of their cause. In 2 years' time, every Israeli community that falls within 40 kilometers of the Gaza Strip will be vulnerable to rocket attacks, including the capital of the negative, Beersheba. The head of military intelligence, Major General Amos Yadlin, said Thursday. Yadlin stated that Hamas is not interested in accepting a ceasefire, and while a lull in fighting is far more attainable, it does not provide a long-term solution to the weapons smuggling within the Gaza Strip. Hamas, he said, is trying to create a deterrence against Israel, similar to tactics adopted by Hezbollah in Lebanon. The Salah ad-Din Brigade of the Popular Resistance Committee in Gaza claimed responsibility for Wednesday's missile attack on Ashkelon. A spokesman for the organization stated that the attack was intended to show Israel that if it continues to escalate the situation and reject the ceasefire proposal, residents of southern Israel will continue to live in fear. The organization also issued footage showing the actual Iranian Grad missile, which struck Ashkelon, being fired from the Gaza Strip. On Thursday, the Palestinian Authority celebrated the official 60th anniversary of the Nagba, the 1948 events that led to the catastrophe of the State of Israel's inception. Rallies were held in the West Bank, Gaza, and East Jerusalem, and were attended by children dressed in military fatigues carrying model machine guns and rocket-propelled grenades. Palestinians also flew some 220,000 black balloons in cities all over the West Bank as a sign of grief over the creation of Israel. Hezbollah's deputy leader, Sheikh Naim Qassem, said Monday that the Lebanese-based militia was willing to return to a state of normalcy after the government decided to reverse measures that had triggered a week of bloody conflict. Qassem's comments came after a meeting Thursday with an Arab delegation that was working to find a solution to Lebanon's worst crisis since the end of its 15-year civil war. Clashes between the government supporters and Hezbollah militiamen broke out last week after the cabinet decided to replace the pro-Hezbollah airport security chief and dismantle the militia's private telephone network. For the latest in sports news, please tune in to our daily sports update at InfoLive TV. Thank you for watching InfoLive TV, Israel's only internet television network that broadcasts in 4 languages from Jerusalem to the world.